What is the Canon EOS 750D? The Canon EOS 750D is a DSLR that, while not bottom-running like the EOS 1200D, is reasonably affordable, and offers simple operation that'll appeal to those who don't want to get knee-deep into the manual side of photography. It gets you the DSLR benefits of lens choice and good image quality, without the daunting learning curve. If you're keen to dive right into some of the more advanced principles of photography, also consider the Canon EOS 760D, which has the same insides but more manual controls. Want to keep it simple? The only serious issue with the Canon EOS 750D is that it doesn't offer as good dynamic range as its rivals, the Nikon D5500 and Pentax KS2. Canon EOS 750D, Design and Handling. If jaw-dropping, dynamic style is high on your Camry priority list, you're unlikely to come to a DSLR for it. The Canon EOS 750D has the classic Canon DSLR look, with a chunky black body that most people will only be able to set apart from other entry-level Canon models by looking at the name badge. It's practical, not a pre-nor. Being a lower-end model, the Canon EOS 750D's outer parts are polycarbonate rather than magnesium alloy, which is only found on rather more expensive models. It doesn't feel ultra high-end, then, but it's still tough. There's no creaking or warping of the parts that make up the Canon EOS 750D's shell, and it has an aluminium skeleton underneath the plastic to help keep everything rigid. A slightly lower-end construction also helps keep the camera light. It's 25 grams lighter than its predecessor the 700D, and feels nicely low heft for a DSLR, without getting rid of the large hand grip. The next step would be to add weatherproofing to more affordable cameras like the Canon EOS 750D, but that's not here yet. This is still reserved for Canon's more expensive cameras. A light, polycarbonate body camera may become a disadvantage if you're looking to mount giant fast lenses. But if you want to sample some of Canon's cheaper high-quality options like the bargain 50mm f1.8 lens, they'll suit the Canon EOS 750D perfectly. What's rather more specific to the Canon EOS 750D is a very laid-back control style. It has just the single manual control wheel up on the top plate, and a very easy-to-reach mode dial. Canon EOS 750D, Screen and EVF. The Canon EOS 750D provides all the basics when it comes to previewing and reviewing your images. There's a 3-inch vari-angle display on the back whose panel is the same found on the 700D. It's a 1.04 million Clearview 2 LCD, with a 3:2 aspect to match the Camry's sensor. Touchscreen support means you can pick your focus point with a finger when using Live View 2. Fitting in perfectly with the camera's fairly easy style, the Canon EOS 750D screen tilts out and up, down to make seeing what you're shooting when holding the camera above or below your head easy, and at all sorts of odd angles. It's a smooth, high-quality vari-angle mechanism. Unlike most DSLRs, there's also not a huge performance penalty for using the LCD rather than the viewfinder to preview the image, called Live View in photography circles. As the Canon EOS 750D uses on-sensor phase detection pixels rather than stepping right down to pure contrast detection software, it stays quick. The one complaint we do have is about the viewfinder, not the screen. Being a cheaper model, it only offers 95% coverage of the frame, meaning the shot will actually capture a bit more than you can see through the viewfinder. That's the same coverage as the Nikon D5500. Although the similarly priced Pentax KS2 manages 100% coverage. Canon EOS 750D, Features. At times it can seem DSLR makers only add features when they need to, but the Canon EOS 750D has fairly up-to-date wireless connectivity. It has Wi-Fi and NFC to make pairing with compatible phones that bit easier. The software side of the Canon EOS 750D's Wi-Fi also wipes the floor with that of most other manufacturers. As well as transferring images and controlling the shutter remotely, you can alter camera settings like aperture, shutter speed and ISO from your mobile phone or tablet. Not bad, right? There's also a small pop-up flash, again giving you a sense of having all you need to get on with. Adding to the Canon EOS 750D